Hi, John. What's up? This is our 500th episode.
No guest. It's our holiday spectacular.
Oh my gosh. In what ways will it be spectacular?
It's spectacularly short.
You're listening to Time to Lean, and here's a song, episode 55, the extra special, spectacular holiday extravaganza, starring Betty White, Scott Baio, and the ghost of Yul Brynner. And now it's time for the hosts with the mosts, John and Phil.
That's what she just said. So there.
She was questioning the spectacle of our holiday spectacular.
Well, it'll come out in the editing. We'll have some sound effects and some music, some special music for the seasons.
Holiday music.
The holiday is D-A-Z-E, as I say.
Holidazed and confused.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I got a laugh out. I've got a. This episode was recorded in front of a live audience.
This is a Christmas special.
It's a holiday special. We have an audience.
A live audience. Wow. Time to Lean. Holiday special.
Yeah. Now this is where you should put in a like some laugh track.
I will. Oh no, this will be special. Well, yeah, I mean, Glenda requested a holiday special, and we weren't going to record this week, but because we might record next week with a guest. By
popular demand.
And we just recorded. But hey, what the heck?
Yeah, well, I mean, what else are we doing?
Well, I'm not editing. See now, Glenda.
Okay, so yeah,
Glenda
she has
upset.
herself to blame for the next episode being late. See what you did?
I did?
And maybe we'll even get this out in time for the new year. I don't know. Well, so what's going on? You got a visitor? I mean, not a visitor, but you have company?
Just the usual company. I was just told to fuck off. That's going on the edit.
This is not going to be a short one.
God, not if we have to keep doing this. Oh. It's 5 o'clock. It's dark out.
We might be able to see the northern lights tonight, or is that farther north?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm going to go check. Or not right now, but I think we might be able to.
The narrator will tell us.
The narrator will tell us if I saw the northern lights tonight.
It was too cloudy.
I saw the northern lights, oh boy.
Oh, those are supposed to be out. Oh, shush.
Give her a mic.
Yeah, she might as well be on the show.
We have a special guest today after all. Tonight's special guest.
Okay. So, no guest
Santa's
tonight.
one of Santa's helpers.
Mother's little helper. No. I was told to tell y'all what we're having for dinner later. We are having pre-made pot roast and mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Sounds great, right?
Yeah.
But you'll notice I said pre-made. And it's a big pre-made pot roast in a vacuum sealed bag that we got from Perkins.
Boom, boom, boom. Pre-made pot roast from Perkins. That's what I would love to have this year with you. And maybe a salad to chew. And a bottle of rye for Christmas.
What the heck? It sounds kind of space age.
And so, it's vacuum sealed is not the right. It's not hermetically sealed. No, it's in plastic. I don't know, and it came frozen.
It's wrapped in plastic.
And So ever since COVID started, Perkins, along with some other places actually, has started offering these bulk food items.
Yeah.
Heard about this?
Well,
Do they have that in West St. Paul?
Our Perkins just went out of business, but they had a sign saying, "Come get a bunch of vegetables and different things."
Right. So it's the same program, I think, and you can. It's basically some of the food they use to make their regular food, the raw ingredients. Except in this case, I learned that they do not make their own pot roast.
I didn't think so.
Because it's a big 5 pound or something like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty big, and it's already cooked and got the juices and seasonings and everything, and you just heat it up.
So is that how they get it?
So I think that's how they get it too, because
and they're just passing it on to you. Here you go.
My sister-in-law works in a food services industry that provides a similar product to like small convenience stores and stuff that make food.
Okay.
And we've had that before, and it's actually pretty good.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, it's probably
you'll have to report back later.
Really full of salt and MSG or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it really tastes good. And normally we just put it in the crock pot and heat it up.
Yeah. Okay.
And so we also got that and several plastic bags of soup.
I remember getting those. I mean, I used to manage a coffee shop, and we had soup, and that's basically what it was: plastic bags.
The same deal, except they are letting you buy the stuff. You just go pick it up at the restaurant.
Interesting.
So that's our dinner. Actually, you know what? The best part though is that we also bought a loaf of bread.
From Perkins?
Yeah, they had a loaf of bread. It was like $2.50, a huge loaf of sourdough.
Oh, I love sourdough bread.
It's basically sourdough Texas toast.
Oh, man.
And it just made the most amazeballs grilled cheese you can think of.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
It was really good.
Oh, good.
So that might even be the highlight. It kind of goes downhill from there, I think.
Roast beast, as they would say in the Dr. Seuss world.
That's right. He even took the roast beast. Is that a segue? No, not yet.
That's a little early.
Okay, well, Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, and ho to all you hoes. No, that's not nice. Hosers? No, that's better.
What are you drinking, eh?
Yeah, let me go first because mine's always boring. Actually, I just have a little bit of regular Jim Beam. I just got a little tiny, not a flask, but 200 milliliter.
Oh, like a hip thing that you would keep in your pocket to keep you warm.
I'm so hip. Yeah, I don't know. I just picked that up today. I didn't have anything else. And, it's the holidays. Got to save up for presents. And no.
But you'll have to buy one again tomorrow, though.
Well, we'll see. If you go there every day to get one, it doesn't help. It's not bad. It's just regular Jim Beam. I haven't had that in a long time. I kept getting these ryes and the blacks and the double oaked and whatever, but
this is the old white label Jimbo.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It
does the
job. You have a beverage?
No, so I am drinking a gin and tonic.
Oh, yeah.
Finished off the last of my cheap gin, and I finally got a hold of this one flavor of Fever Tree tonic that friend of the show, Paul S., suggested. It's a lemon flavor.
A lemon flavor.
Which
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I had it at his house.
I've had the elderflower and the Fever Tree regular, whatever it is.
Right. I've definitely had those, and this is a lemon style one. And the reason why I really like it's a good tonic, but it bears a resemblance to a beverage I had many, many years ago back in Rapid City called Schweppes Bitter Lemon.
Oh.
It was another mixer, but basically it was lemon tonic water.
Oh, okay.
So it had quinine in it. Did not cure COVID, but it had quinine. And you used to be able to get it. It was sold with the tonic water and club soda in the little glass bottles. And
That sounds kind of familiar. I don't think I ever bought it, but I think I saw it.
well, that was something my dad would buy.
Yeah.
And he'd usually put vodka in it or something, but stuff was really good. And then it disappeared, and you just can't get it here in the States anymore. It's much more available in Europe, I think.
Okay.
And the offshoot of it, bitter orange, which is also quite good.
Ooh, I'd like that. Oh, bitter orange.
So that's what I'm having. It's not really a seasonal drink. If I had any left, I'd have some eggnog with rum in it.
Well, go run out and put some pine needles in it. There you go.
Yeah, I'm
That's
kind
some
of
lights.
Need some sprigs of fresh herbs.
Make it a little more festive.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, that's all. That's all we got, folks. Good night.
So
Oh,
yeah, that was it.
well, what episode is this? 56?
This is 56.
Unless we sneak it in before 55. No, we can't do that.
We could do that. See if anybody's paying attention.
I kind of thought about it just because it would be quicker to get the holiday one out that way, but
We'll have to think about that, and then you might hear this before Christmas.
so this would then be 55, and when we
Yes.
said 55 will be 56. So this could be very confusing. As long
Then
as
I
you-
would have to actually cut that out, or not. Who cares?
See if anyone notices. That might be kind of funny. Just
Oh,
put 'em
I
out
know
of
one
order.
person who'll notice.
Yeah. Well, they might get a kick out of it. Well, it's that one person's fault. If
It
do
all
move
comes
up.
back. Yes.
It all comes back to Perkins. Exploding Perkins.
Oh,
Porkins.
Porkins. Star Wars.
Hey.
Hey,
roast
say,
beef.
speaking of that, that's a segue.
I did finally watch the last Star Wars
Exactly.
movie.
You're finally caught up with the.
So now people could talk about it. I won't give any
trilogy.
spoiler alerts. I liked it okay. Maybe we should talk about the Star Wars Holiday Special instead.
You see, that's the problem with the new trilogy, and I think they're fine. I enjoy them.
It lacked some emotional. I couldn't connect to it emotionally entirely. The special effects were really good, and I don't think the acting was bad or anything. I just wasn't connecting to it emotionally. I don't think the way I was supposed to, if that makes sense, because things would happen like when they kissed. With a spoiler alert, and I was like, I just didn't see them being connected that way. I mean, somehow they could transfer things through space together.
And that's actually one of the letdowns of that series. I think is the character development that way was kind of thin. I thought so. Yeah, it didn't really register.
And then even Han Solo showed up again, and it was missing something, and I just don't know. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's me, but it just seemed like it was missing some of the, and of course it had a lot more emotional impact than maybe the original, not the original, but the second trilogy, which was the prequels. But
Yeah, no, they're still a lot better than that, and
yeah.
they have incredible depth of character compared to the prequel trilogy.
And I
They really do.
I honestly didn't see her being a Palpatine thing. I didn't see that coming. And normally, and maybe I haven't invested enough time and energy into. God, this is all kinds of spoiler alerts, but everybody's seen it by now.
It's
that
fair
wanted
game.
to,
Yep.
I would think. But I didn't see that coming. And normally I kind of get ahead of these things. Not always, but and I even had a lot of time to accidentally find out or something. I think I wasn't. I think that's part of the other. I just wasn't connected to it enough. And again, I didn't see it on the big screen. I saw it at home, but and that affects it. I know they don't have the same impact, but fine.
They're definitely they have more of an oomph on a big screen. Although again, the plot twist thing with the characters that you mention is, I kind of was groaning at that a little bit just because they couldn't think of anything else to do but just circle it back and just have, this is
Yeah.
all about these two rival families, I guess, or
Sure.
and yeah, it's just not that interesting. I mean, yeah, I'm glad Ian McDermott or whatever his name is got some work. That's fun, and he gives it his all. But I just didn't need that to be the answer there. And again, it's fine.
Well-
It ties it up, I guess. And
Well, it's kind of like the second one was, another Death Star or something. It's just kind of, really?
yeah,
And why is
that's a long-standing complaint I have too. Is like, oh, really? And the first one
Yeah.
was basically a structural remake of the first Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
it's
not
good-
exactly
it's
an
good to
original.
It's good. It's heartwarming to see the old people return and stuff like that. And I mean, there were definitely good moments, and
Right.
I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I saw it. But I mean, Lee H. He's been on the show, and he and I were talking about after the second one. It's like, or maybe it was the first one, but it was kind of, they're still rebels. Wouldn't it have been more interesting to have? So the Empire is defeated, and now the rebellion is now in power, and they're having issues or something. I don't know. That might have.
Yeah, well, they kind of skipped over that part
Could have been
to the fact
complicated.
that the Empire basically came back again.
Yeah.
And it's I guess my favorite out of the three is probably Last Jedi, the second one. At least they tried to do something interesting with that, and
There were that visual of the. I think that was one of the coolest visuals. Not of any movie, but of a lot of movies. The snow turned red or something like that, or the snow
Right.
was red, or that was really cool. Maybe it wasn't snow. I don't even remember, but that was a really cool visual.
yeah, I think they it's also the one that a lot of the fans don't like very much. Probably not coincidence, but that they tried to break out of some of the core plot points, I guess, or
Yeah.
turn some of the characters on their ears, and I kind of appreciated that because
Yeah.
it was more interesting that way, even if it wasn't really that successful, because of course it was undone in the next movie, so it was in a way kind of pointless. But
J.J. Abrams fixed it.
yeah, he came back and took care of that, and that probably most people, that's what they wanted, and that's fine. But
I think one of the things I was most surprised about was that Carrie Fisher was in it quite a bit more than I thought she was going to be. They must have filmed quite a bit more than I
that's
thought.
what I understand, that there was enough there, and that stuff worked better than I was expecting. It was
Yeah.
also better or more successful than the similar kinds of things where they manipulated Peter Cushing in Rogue One.
Right. No, they
That
seem
was
to
a
handle
little bit too fakey.
the CGI stuff that they put in with people's faces was handled a little bit better. Because you just have to make sure they're in a very dark room or outside in the dark woods or something. It seems like in
Totally,
order for that
yeah.
to work yet, like when you saw the younger CGI Luke and Leia training.
I think I actually prefer the Mandalorian TV show to this most recent trilogy, as far as how satisfying it is as a story.
People are saying that they're satisfied with the story. They like it.
Don't get me, and I haven't finished season 2 yet, but it's basically it's a different animal than the movies, to be fair, and some of it is structured like a video game.
Oh,
You'll maybe understand when you see it, but it kind of, and I think that's done that way on purpose.
that would be
But-
strange.
It to me is very, very deliberately old Star Wars aesthetic.
Yeah, I got the impression they were trying to.
I mean, it is full of references and things like that. In fact, who knew that people needed a big refresher on who Boba Fett was?
Right?
And it's fine. I'm not obviously back to our earlier episodes, I'm not as invested in the whole Star Wars universe. Star Trek is something else altogether. I have different criticisms of those shows' latest iterations, but
Right, and I haven't been as invested as in the original trilogy, of course. But to be fair, I was a kid and saw him 8 times, and it was so different and new, and it was just it was so magical, and but I was a kid, so I had that nostalgic connection.
You can't see movies the same way again.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly fair to compare those experiences, but I think it is fair to judge them on stuff besides nostalgia.
Well, maybe we could have Matt P. on again. We should have had him on this one if we're going to talk about Star Wars.
Well,
call him up. Is he on?
Yeah, get him on here.
Matt. He's not busy.
If you ever watch The Mandalorian, we should maybe talk about that.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. So what else
Yeah,
have
or
you
you
been
can just
watching?
read the Wikipedia page.
Or I'll just let you and Matt talk, and I'll say, "Hey, it sounds like a west." And I'll say,
at a certain
"It
point.
sounds like a western."
Well, it definitely has a lot of plot elements.
Yeah.
He kind of goes from town to town, up and down the dial.
I would like to see it because of that, I guess. I think
it's very entertaining.
One of my friends on Facebook, I can't remember who it was, but says something like, "Oh, who thought we needed another space western?" or something. They were, they're fans of like Firefly or something like that. But
it's different though. It definitely has a different.
No, I know they weren't. They were saying
to it.
I think maybe I didn't phrase it right, but they were saying I didn't know I needed another one. Right?
Yeah.
Well, Star Trek was kind of a western. Whatever. Okay, fine. What else you been watching? Anything?
Let's see. I'm in the middle of a World War II film where Laurence Olivier plays a French Canadian with a really kind of Pepe Le Pew like accent. It's pretty strange. I don't know. It's a good movie, but I'm not sure Olivier's performance kind of sinks it.
What the hell?
I don't know.
Is it called Christmas at D-Day? No.
It should be. No, it's called 49th Parallel.
Okay.
And it is a propaganda movie, basically. It was kind of made to get people behind the war effort and all that stuff. But
even those people in Quebec.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah. Watching that. We watched the 2 Christmas Chronicles movies. That are on Netflix.
That's who's that guy?
Kurt Russell.
Yeah, I was going to say Kirk Douglas, but I knew that was wrong.
No, that would
Santa
be kind
Claus.
of extraordinary for him to be in a movie.
CGI.
Yeah, they could have CGI'd him, I guess, but no, Kurt Russell playing Santa Claus.
And
Goldie Hawn.
Is Goldie Hawn in the first one also, or only the second one?
She is in the very end of the first one.
No, I see. Okay.
She's not in most of the first one, though.
Yeah,
they're charming.
Know. Is that a Netflix only kind of thing, or was
yeah,
that,
they're both Netflix movies.
Okay,
that's the way they're all going to be.
One
of those services will pretty much have it.
Well, I remember seeing a Christmas Netflix special, the Bill Murray one. They were like stranded in a.
That's right. I forgot about the Very Murray Christmas.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Well, did you like the? You said it was sweet or whatever.
Yeah, they're kind of charming and entertaining. Yeah,
spoiler alert. He plays Santa Claus.
I think for a Christmas movie, they're probably above average. It's a pretty low bar, though. One of the things that I was texting somebody about recently was about Thanksgiving movies and about how few of them there are. Or I mean, that gets back to the old debate: what is a Christmas movie? Does it just
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Is that a Thanksgiving movie?
That's Thanksgiving, yes.
They were trying to get home for Thanksgiving, right? Okay, so that's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
almost
probably my
watched it
favorite
again.
if I had to pick one.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's my favorite Thanksgiving movie because I can't think of anything
Yeah.
else.
I
Well-
watched another one recently called Home for the Holidays that came out in the 90s.
I don't remember
It has
that.
Holly Hunter and a bunch of other people in it.
Sure.
That one is very Thanksgiving because most of the action takes place on the Thanksgiving Day around the traditional dinner.
Sure.
So that's that movie's okay. It has some flaws in it, but
Santa Claus.
the Santa Floss, no. Sponsored by the American Dental Association.
Try no Santa Claus. It'll keep your teeth green.
It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Tooth Fairy.
And Laurence Olivier. That's
They could CG
Chevalier.
him with a
Laurence
ability.
Chevalier.
Oh, oui.
Think even for Quebec.
Yeah,
Alex Quebec.
my lovely wife enjoys watching Hallmark.
Yeah.
I wouldn't exactly call it hate watching, but it's something like that.
I don't know. She enjoys it, doesn't she?
No,
or she enjoys
kinda
to make
does.
fun of it, or
She'll laugh at him. Yeah.
or does she hate herself because she likes?
No, I don't
watching
think.
them?
I'm not even sure I'd call them guilty pleasures. It's something different.
Masochistic.
But you don't pretend that they're great movies. They're kind of fascinating culturally, though, if you pay attention.
I mean, of course, there's a Christmas Story. I don't think I remember more for like the specials, like Rudolph and the Grinch and the Charlie Brown, of course, and of course Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, but,
which I think still is quite good.
Oh, they both hold up really well.
Now the question about the Charlie Brown ones is, I mean, they're still on. You still see, well, shit, you can still go buy a DVD or something of them.
I have that.
And no, you can. I saw it at Target last week. They still had them.
Yeah.
So people
for
are
older
still
people.
obviously buying and watching it. Do kids still like those though? Is the question.
It is,
Or is it just for the adults who grew up with them?
There's just so much to compete with. Well, see, because it was, again, when we were kids, it was different. I remember looking at the TV guide, and I don't think I had a highlighter, but
Yeah, it was on once.
I had a pencil, and I'd circle the shows I wanted to watch, and I made sure to catch it. And yeah, it was on once every year. See, so it gets watered down if you could just see it whenever. I mean, my kids watch them, but during the holidays, they might see them, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. But they liked them. I'll go down and ask them if they still.
So they still do that. That's good.
We watched I think the Grinch was our family favorite, but maybe that was because it was my favorite. I don't know. When their kids are like, they got a kick out of me enjoying it. Maybe I don't know.
Well, that's good though.
Yeah.
You get in the Christmas Charlie Brown one. You even get a sanctimonious lecture from Linus at the end.
Oh, Linus. Yeah.
It just cracks me up. Or actually, you know what maybe is my favorite line in the Thanksgiving episode? Linus and Peppermint Patty are talking. Linus goes off on this thing about Miles Standish and the first Thanksgiving and all that. This is very much similar to a blah 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 blah, and
the first Thanksgiving.
And Peppermint Patty says it isn't like that at all. And then it goes on to the next scene really fast. But that, for some reason, I just think that is the funniest.
But that was not a line that stood out when I was a kid. But
No. It's this little thing.
It was
that,
a little
that
throwaway thing.
Schultz threw in there because he wrote them all, and
yeah, and of course the music. Oh my god!
Well, that you can't.
The music is we actually, I think my kids probably are more familiar with the music, because we listen to the music, when we're making cookies for the holidays or setting up Jody, my wife, has always got the holiday songs going on, and those are always, a definite standby. Is that the right one? Standby.
Standard, or
Thank you. Something.
or a standby.
Standish.
Miles Standish. Or Sally calls him Stanley Miles. God, everybody is such a smartass in that show, and they all correct each other.
Oh.
Charlie Brown and Linus are such snobs.
Yeah, I don't associate a lot of Christmas movies. I don't remember Christmas movies when I was a kid. I'm trying to think of something.
That's a different experience than I had, because we watched a lot of Christmas movies.
Well, It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, we I should say we watched the same several every year.
Right. Maybe they weren't considered.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life is a biggie. My family would watch.
Maybe I'll see that this year, just for
don't
just
get
for the K
crazy.
family, in honor of.
Well, it's an
the
interesting
Ks.
it's an interesting movie, and not everybody loves it, but it has a lot of strengths, and you can read it a number of ways, which I kind of enjoy now as an adult,
Yeah.
which is fun. There are all the different versions of Christmas Carol, some of which are good.
I never watched any of those. I'm familiar with it because I played Scrooge once, but
Two different people I know, one of whom listens to this show, are huge fans of the Albert Finney musical version, Scrooge. That has the song "Thank You Very Much" in it. That's the only song I can think of, actually, from it.
several people, Megan and Glenda, and who else? I think they were mentioning the Muppets.
And the
Christmas
Muppet
Carol.
one is really good, too. It holds up, yes.
We just never grew up. Oh, okay. Does Emmett Otter, does that count as a movie, or is that that was pretty short?
Is that the little TV special one?
Emmett Otter and
Jug Band thing?
Oh yeah, Jug Band Christmas or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a must see.
Muppet holiday special, yeah.
Does that count as a movie or a special? It was pretty short, wasn't it?
I call it a special.
Okay. See, I don't remember. I don't think we watched movies.
So I didn't see
For
that
Christmas.
growing up, though, either. I must have missed that one.
Yeah,
And
it
then,
was on
there's all
HBO.
the stop motion animated Rankin Bass specials.
Oh, I know.
Which
I
are-
love those.
Obviously Rudolph is most people's favorite, but then there's
Sure.
what's another one? There's Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and
Meisterburger.
yep,
And then there's there was a New Year's special, or I don't remember what that
Frosty. I was thinking of Frosty the Snowman. No, Rudolph's Shiny New Year is that a sequel?
is. Is that the one with
I don't remember that one very well.
Freeze-Meister and Heat-Meister and that, or is that? See, I get them all confused.
Or is that Santa Claus is Coming to Town?
Oh God,
That's terrible.
I don't remember.
And the other one, one of the ones I know, maybe people have warm fuzzies about it, but the old cartoon Frosty the Snowman, I think, is pretty awful.
The original?
Yeah.
Oh, that was that. That was I liked it, but yeah.
Well, actually, I just found it irritating, but it's fine. It's okay.
Even as a kid?
I think I sat and watched it because at that age I'd watch anything animated.
Sure. Oh, I don't. That isn't one I need to watch every year anymore. But yeah.
But you have a special affinity for the Rudolph special.
Yeah. Well, I was Yukon Cornelius for a while on my.
Yeah.
Oh, the name on my. Well, and I won't say which email service, but Island of Misfit Toys. I got to be the. Some people are posting this year. They're upset that. The people that made the show finally admitted that the dolly was just kind of sad, or it was kind of depressed or something. So they're like, don't watch the Rudolph special because the Island of Misfit Toys and doll thing. I don't know what the problem was exactly.
Wait, what is she? What did they think she's supposed to be? Clinically depressed?
Something like that, yeah. And that shouldn't be a oh God, I don't even know the reason why somebody is having a problem with that. I mean, I get it. It in today's environment, it's just somebody that cries a lot isn't necessarily.
Okay.
I'm not wording this well. Let's start over. There is some kind of not movement, but just to they finally admitted what the ailment was, because that was a thing that was always speculated over the years.
Who admitted? Is there some keeper of the lore that?
Oh, Rankin Bass? Are they still a thing?
Wow. Okay.
No. Where's the narrator? I'm not going to look it up.
No.
I'm drinking eggnogs. I'm dreaming of a white Christian. Sings like a thing you saw before. Ho, ho, ho.
Maybe we'll just cut all this out. But somebody
we're gonna get canceled.
They're trying to cancel Rudolph.
It's the war on Christmas, man.
The thing is with those specials, almost all of them is the voices, and a lot of them were just one guy. But the voices are, I just love the voices, and that stop motion thing was kind of not surreal, but just for
totally some it looks so crude, but when I was growing up, it still worked.
And when the Burlives snowman is scooting along, and they have it leaves a trail, and the snowman guy, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Of course, it did have a number of songs that kind of kept it.
Silver and gold.
That's right. Yeah, there's actually a bunch of them. The Misfit song and the Island of Misfit Toys with the creepy Lion King guy with the wings.
Yeah,
who had tons of reverb in his voice.
He was
reefer.
Really kind of angry. It's like I don't know what his deal was.
I want to kill you all.
Yeah,
Simba.
Yeah,
they couldn't get James Earl Jones.
He would have been pretty young.
A lot of those
wasn't that made in the 60s?
It was a long time ago. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, when you listen to them, because I've watched them quite a bit, a lot of those specials, but they usually, like later especially, they'd always have like Burlives or not Paul Anka, but the dancer guy, Fred Astaire. They'd have like real celebrities kind of be the narrator or whatever. I'm trying to think. I think Peter Ustinov is in one of them. He's in like one. I think he's in one that people don't know as much. It's the little drummer boy.
Oh yes, yes.
I think he plays like an Arab trader guy who's I don't know if he's gonna trade the kid for something. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, Jimmy Durante is in one of them.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
How could I forget that? Yeah.
Yep.
He shows up. Wait, no, isn't he in...
He's not in Rudolph.
He's in the one with the Frosty. There was a sequel to Frosty, which is probably even harder to watch, which is Jonathan Winters, because I watched it. I was Jonathan Winters. So I go see that. And he plays like a snowflake or angel thing or something, snow dust kid or thing. And he's the narrator in that one. So they followed the same kind of motif, but and they had a Mark Mothersbaugh soundtrack, but even that,
a Devo Christmas.
Wow, that would be a special. Really plastic.
So one of the questions that came up a long time ago, stuck in my head, is The Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie? Crossover hit?
Well, that's the Danny Elfman soundtrack there, and he even plays a character.
Yeah, it's kind of a feature for him.
Well,
We'll leave a comment on our Facebook.
It isn't
page.
Thanksgiving. I know that much. Yeah.
No, Thanksgiving is pretty boring. I mean, you can build a family drama around the meal, of course.
Yeah, that's about it. Because there's always got to be some drama.
It always has to. Yeah, dysfunctional family things. Thanksgiving is kind of home base for that, I think.
Well, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles got around that by the whole movie takes place trying to get to Thanksgiving. Right? So,
Actually, that's a lot better. That's one reason why it's so good.
well, other Christmas people, don't all the Harry Potter movies take place at Christmas there or something? Or they all have a Christmas scene?
I think they all go
holiday?
because they go through a school year. Yes, they have a Christmas thing, which
I
kind
wouldn't
of
think they were
makes me
Christmas
think.
movies, though. Do you?
What's that?
I wouldn't call them Christmas
No,
movies, though.
they're definitely not.
No.
I think there's a lot of sleigh bells in the score, but Hogwarts at Christmas.
Ding, 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 ding.
That kind of reminds me of an interesting thing. So another favorite that a lot of people have. Gotta cut that out. Too much tonic.
See, you won't cut it out, though.
Is the film Love Actually? You familiar with that one?
I'm trying to remember. Not offhand, no. I know the title, of course, but
That's a very Christmassy movie with multiple characters and plot lines, and
okay.
a lot of people still like it, and it can be very, very entertaining. It has a lot of famous people in it, including Rowan Atkinson.
Oh,
He has one scene in
yeah.
it.
Yeah. And
But
it's not Mr. Bean.
So, he's probably the same character. A podcast I was listening to a couple weeks ago, one of the people suggested an idea for that what they should do is, what was it? They should remake the movie every year and introduce new characters and have the existing ones, half of them, like pick up new plot lines or something like that, and then they're phased out.
The
So
movie Love Actually?
Yeah.
Oh, strange. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, because it's a multiple stories and characters film
Yeah.
that you could update it constantly or every many years by kind of...
That seems a little too clever for Hollywood, maybe.
Oh, it probably is. But it was an interesting idea, though, that would be a way to keep the whole thing more relevant.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, they could update it, evidently. It sounds like it was some problematic
Well,
things,
it could get remade and all that.
I don't mean remade, but,
reboot.
It could be a 3-part trilogy of 3 trilogies. I guess like Die Hard. I mean, that takes place at Christmas or something, so that's a Christmas movie. I guess.
A lot of people think it is.
Is the criteria is that the movie takes place at Christmas?
Well, that makes Die Hard fit, doesn't it?
Sure.
Yeah.
If that's the criteria, then that's where you're at. But if it's a movie about Christmas, I can't think of many.
No.
There's a Christmas Story, of course.
I think it has to have... The holiday has to have some relation to the plot. The thing is, Die Hard could take place some other time.
I don't think that using that criteria doesn't necessarily... people associate it with the... That's fine. I'm not... If people want to call it a holiday movie, I don't care. A Christmas movie, fine.
And then there's my family's other favorite, Holiday Inn, of course.
Oh, I remember watching that with you. And what was that? I think we were at one of your relatives' house in the basement or something on a road trip. We stopped over. Where was that? Were we in Rochester or something? Or at your aunt's house?
Why would we have watched it then, though?
I associate it within a basement within one of your relatives, like on halfway, or not halfway, but partway home from. Is that where I was start singing "S.J. Edgar Hoover's Birthday"?
Well, that's what you're making fun of. That's the movie.
S.J. Edgar
Because that's
Hoover's birthday.
You're making fun of the Washington's birthday song.
Oh, okay.
Like since it's Washington's birthday, I can't tell a lie. It's actually a pretty bad song, but
Well, it's ripe for a parody.
but then again, it's the movie that gave us all the song White Christmas, so it gets a pass.
Yeah, and gave us it's J. Edgar Hoover's birthday. No, nobody had that song ever.
No, of course not.
Nobody sang a song about J. Edgar Hoover, did they?
Oh, somebody must have.
Speaking of which,
Nixon.
Now that's a holiday. That's a Christmas movie.
You actually watched the movie Nixon, the 1995 Oliver Stone epic.
Yeah, I'm not saying I gave up on Oliver Stone, but I think I stopped watching his movies after the Tom Cruise one.
Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw any movies after that. I could be wrong. But yes, we decided, Jody and I, we watched. It took us 3 nights. It's quite we turned it into a small miniseries, but we watched Nixon finally after all these years, and it was in a way it was appropriate that we waited this long because we got to watch it during the Trump administration. Not to get political on the show here, but
No, it is a very interesting movie to watch, having lived through the Trump years.
I guess my main takeaway is the presidency of the United States is just not really set up for somebody with a large personality disorder. You know, whether it's paranoia or narcissism or whatever the heck, they just have a little bit too much power to tolerate. There aren't enough checks and balances to counteract a large personality disorder with the president. But that was one of my main takeaways. It was an unrelenting movie. I mean, it was, which reminds me of another holiday movie I watched recently was Revenant, but that was a good Christmas show. It took place in the winter. It was probably Christmas. So, but that was unrelenting. But Nixon was, yeah. Well, what were you? I think you just rewatch it too, didn't you?
I did, yeah. You kind of inspired me to revisit that. I think it had been a long time since I'd seen it.
I had never seen it, so
It's I think it holds up really well, partially because Anthony Hopkins is so good.
so good.
He completely sells you on the Nixon role, even though he doesn't really look like him.
No,
But the performance is just outstanding. And
God.
it's an interesting character film, and there are things about it that seemed Trump-like to me. The one that stuck out the most was the way that Nixon was so obsessed with JFK and his popularity and how handsome he was, and people love JFK and they don't love me and all that stuff. And
that's Trump and Obama.
And yeah, that there was some crossover there that he's
I
always
didn't even.
just
Yeah, you're right.
really bitterly resented.
And wants to just undo everything.
Yeah, and
Trump took it to a different level, but
I think they have a lot of differences, Nixon and Trump do, but that stuck out to me.
But Nixon respected. I think. Well, then the other thing too was, I mean, they have totally different backgrounds. You know, that
Yes.
pick yourself up by the bootstraps to here's your silver spoon kind of thing. But, yeah. Wow.
No, but both
I
had
didn't
very
think of that. You're right.
very dysfunctional parent relationships, and
Yeah.
that's brought out in the movie quite strongly. It's an interesting parallel.
I would have to recommend people rewatch that now that we know that probably the Trump years are behind us. But
No, it's very, very good, and there are a lot of great actors in it. The one besides Hopkins that really stuck out was being, well, actually two. One was Joan Allen playing Pat Nixon. She's great.
oh yeah,
That's such a
Well,
kind of a thankless role actually, but she's great.
no, she, yeah, Yeah.
And the
She-
other
she's
one that
definitely-
I'd forgotten all about was Paul Sorvino playing Henry Kissinger.
That threw me off in a way because it was so good. I mean,
I forgot that it was him.
Oh wait, I don't even know who that is. What else has he been in?
He's an Italian American actor who's been in a bunch of. Look him up sometime. He's been in a lot of things.
Okay,
Probably some gangster movies.
sure. I probably didn't even recognize. I probably have seen him in different movies, but had no idea.
Yeah.
Unlike Anthony Hopkins and Nixon, that was kind of Henry Kissinger. It was crazy, but
Yeah. It was also a great performance, though.
I wonder how much of that is, what percentage of the movie is based on reality? Because
Yeah.
I almost need to see the movie again, and maybe it still wouldn't help. But I still don't quite understand what, and maybe we're not supposed to, but the Bay of Pigs, JFK, the darker side of that.
Yeah, and I think that's the part of the
deliberate,
film
isn't it?
that's least reliant on facts.
Right. But even then, I don't know quite what the point was. I mean, I think what they were getting at is, well, yeah, maybe in a way, Nixon maybe accidentally helped facilitate JFK's
Well, that's the implication.
assassination,
that Stone
right? Sure.
Stone is making there, that there's some nefarious connection. It's almost this interesting. That part of it is kind of an interesting coda to the JFK movie.
Which we'll probably need to see next.
Yeah,
But
I would love to see, like, a lot of these films have commentary tracks by experts on them. I would love to see Nixon with a really good historian talking along and explaining what's true and what's not and how it relates. That I would find that interesting.
Right. That would be helpful too, because you're watching it and it's like, oh, did that happen?
Yeah, no,
it's speculative.
I definitely don't buy all of it.
And, of course, artistically, he was having some fun with the directing and the different film stock and that sort of thing. And
Yes.
Juxtaposition between that and it's jarring, and I don't know. But Larry Hagman was fun.
Yeah, he's a real asshole.
Yeah, and that
there.
whole Texas Cuban connection thing, that was fun.
Yeah.
That Nixon had to drive however long to get there into this ranch house or whatever.
Which seems crazy today.
Yeah. and
His little motorcade would drive out in the middle of the Texas desert or whatever just to go meet with these guys.
yeah, well, Trump would do that. But there's some money on the line.
No, but that they went there by car is what seems
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't know. That was fun.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you got to see that.
Larry Hagman's eyebrows, brought to you by But other
that's
holiday.
exciting.
What was some other holiday special? Well, what was your favorite holiday special? Star Wars.
Special? The original Star Wars holiday special.
I couldn't know.
Oh, I probably came back to Charlie Brown or maybe Rudolph were the two.
Sure, I really liked the Grinch a lot too.
Oh
though.
yeah, the Grinch, definitely.
Of course, Boris Karloff and the music for that, the voices there too.
That's right.
Wendy Lou Who.
It was no more than two.
What are you doing, Santa? Well, yeah, no, that was good.
And we never did get any Dolly Madison fruit pies that were advertised on those peanut specials.
No, we had different fruit pies in Rapid City.
Yeah, we
that were
didn't
the-
know. We felt cheated though because they were advertised on those shows.
Yeah, we had to go
we
to the
couldn't get 'em.
7-Eleven to get the other kind.
Yeah, it just wasn't the same.
Or do we have 7-Elevens? No.
No,
What was
we
that?
didn't get those in. We had Mini Mart,
Mini Mart. We went to the Mini Mart to get some
some local thing.
Old Dutch. No,
Dutch. potato chip pies.
Those are good little pies, though.
No,
Lee-
they're
Lee-
all the same, but it just didn't seem like you didn't have. It wasn't right.
We,
There were
we
zingers.
couldn't get
that
the
was
Dolly
other
Madison.
thing.
Yeah. No, sad.
I know. We had hard childhoods.
Hard Knock Life. Is Oliver? That's a Thanksgiving movie.
I
No,
don't
I
think
don't
so.
No.
Hard Knock Life
Yeah.
is from Annie.
Whoops.
I think part of that takes place at Christmas.
Hey, there you go.
Please, sir, I want some more. That's
I
Oliver.
think Oliver is a good Thanksgiving movie.
That is based on Dixon. Dixon, hello. Nixon. No,
The Mason-Dixon line.
that's right. A Mason-Dixon Christmas. Hatfields and McCoys. Get together for Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
See, it writes itself.
Yeah. Because, of course, the daughter and the son of one of each family is getting married, and they have to come together for the... Oh, boy.
So
I don't know. I can't think of any other Christmas movies or holiday specials. Or
I'm sure
I mean,
I'm
they were-
leaving some out.
I know. There were so many that we'd watch every year by appointment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of other ones. I can't. Fine. If anyone's listening, what were your favorites? Comment on the Facebook page.
That's
or
right. Let us know.
Leave us
Let
us
us
a
know.
review. Let us know.
It
Leave a
feels
review
weird
somewhere.
this year to be not playing gigs and doing Christmas tunes.
This is not a typical holiday for anyone, but especially for somebody that's in a band. But
No, it's very odd because holiday season is typically very busy. If you
and then New Year's, of course.
New Year's Eve, everything, but I usually by the end of December I'm very sick of playing the same dozen holiday tunes.
Well, holiday tunes. Do you have any favorites, or have you played them all out?
I'm pretty down on them most of the time, but let's see.
Baby, it's cold outside. That's a good one. No, I'm kidding.
It's actually a good song. It even if you find the lyrics problematic.
Well, people have changed it, but
Yeah.
well, the Dean Martin. I don't know. It's fun.
There's
It's terrible.
yeah, there are actually some good ones, but White Christmas is a great song actually.
Yeah.
It just sorry, it is. And another one that I heard the other day that I'd forgotten how good it is if it's performed right is the Christmas song, the chestnuts roasting on an open fire
Sure.
by Mel Torme.
Oh wow. Yeah.
He wrote it, although the version I think that gets heard a lot is the Nat King Cole one.
Yeah.
That's
the
actually a really harmonically interesting, pretty song.
I don't think that one's played as much. I'll make sure to put that on our Christmas listening list.
Yeah. Find the Nat King Cole one; it's really good.
Oh yeah. I'm guessing
sure
I've
Mel's
heard it.
version is great too, but
I'm sure I've heard it, but I can't
Yeah.
remember offhand. But
and of course the Peanuts music is classic.
yeah, we have that on.
That.
We have that soundtrack.
Another one that I really like is the Christmas Waltz. Was probably, I don't know who originally did it. The version that is probably most famous around here is the Carpenters version.
I'm sure I've heard it, but I can't.
Yeah, that's one that's really fun to play too. Okay. So those are some good ones, and you Jingle Bells you play all the time, but and you can work the Jingle Bells melody is so simple you can work it into any other song.
Well, right. I'm sure that that soloists love to work that in.
Yeah, piano
On a
players
ja-
love to
jazz thing or whatever. Little.
to be jokey and put it in at the end of songs.
It's probably been in quite a few songs now that you think about it. Now that I think about it, because songs will end with that kind of.
In fact, that Nat King Cole cover that I just mentioned, I think ends with the guitar player going bling 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 bling.
It's synonymous with Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got to go check your jingle bells here, and the timer's going to go off.
That's right. Well, yeah, and
Your,
of course,
your roast beast.
still not going anywhere. Staying home. I'll be home for Christmas. That's another song.
Yeah, I'm sure we've talked about this on a different
Before Thanksgiving
episode.
we did, but yes.
This is like our third Christmas topic idea, or not topic idea, but our third episode where we've even mentioned it. But like we like to go around, look at the lights, and we do that at least one night, driving around. And there's some really fun houses out there. They have a lot of really cool light displays.
We are going to go to the state fairgrounds this weekend.
Oh, see,
And
we were thinking
drive
about
around
that.
and do that. See
I thought
some big light
of you
shows.
when I saw that. I think that was on. I don't know if they still have tickets available, but Jody had mentioned wanting to do that too. So
Yep.
Maybe we'll run
I think
into
we're
you.
doing it on Saturday. Yeah.
we probably aren't. We probably didn't get in on it in time.
Burl Lives is handing out the cookies. They'll probably have the cookie place at the end. There's going to be some food vendors.
Oh, Burl Lives. He'll be selling out his friends at the Senate panel.
That's
All right.
Man, you ruin everything. I got to go watch some Hallmark to cheer me up.
I got to go eat some toothpaste. All right.
There you
I don't
go,
know what
man.
I don't know what that means.
Well,
Okay.
everybody, I hope your holidays are and have been great.
2020,
2020, it's almost over.
have the best damn holiday you can.
Good night.
Well, happy holidays from me, too.
Ding dong ding, ding dong ding. We're making lots of room for all our special guests. Lots of people failed this year on each of Satan's tests. It's Christmas time in hell, and things are going swell. Ding dong ding is a wonderful thing. It's Christmas time in hell. Some of them were liars, some spread conspiracies.
Some would not help others and shredded strategies. Some of them were hypocrites.
Some of them were just plain shits.
Boy, they crushed them all to bits. It's Christmas time in hell.
Ding dong ding, ding dong ding. Some of them were greedy and only thought of themselves. So soon they'll get to visit all of Satan's elves. It's Christmas time in hell, and things are going swell. Ding dong ding is a wonderful thing. It's Christmas time in hell. Be good, children, or you might go to hell. Good night.